Slovenija, 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 Slovenija.
Kanada, Slovenija, Slovenija, Kanada.
Drag, pojiš nakon.
The game officials for this game have been licensed and assigned by the International Ice Hockey Federation. The referees are Stefan Hildeman and Andre Schroeder. The linespersons are Nikola Konstantino and Emil Yeltinen. The starting six lineup for Team Canada. Goalkeeper
Stefan Hildeman, Andre Schroeder are the referees for the first of 3 games here today in Riga. Noon local time as Canada taking on Slovenia. Slovenia opened with a 7-0 loss to Switzerland. Yesterday, Canada beat the host Latvians 6-0 on Friday. Andre Tournier, the 48-year-old second-year head coach of the Arizona Coyotes of the National Hockey League. And Maciej Kopitar, head coach of the World Championship team for the 4th time in his career. Coached them to promotion last year. Also coached Slovenia in the 2014 Olympic Games in Sochi. His son Andrzej Kopitar, a legendary Los Angeles King. And he talked about his team not taking as many penalties as they did in their opener. They allowed 4 power play goals on 6 Swiss attempts. Luka Grachnar gets the starting goal for Slovenia. Played for Landshut in the German 2nd League this year, playing in his 4th World Championship for Slovenia. And Devin Levi makes his World Championship debut for Canada. Won a silver medal for Andre Tournier, the 21 World Junior Championship. He rolled through that tournament with a .964 save percentage until Canada lost to the U.S. in the gold medal game. One of 4 members of that team who's here in Latvia.
Right stick first, yeah.
And we're underway. Joe Valeno centering Milan Lucic and Sami Blais. Puck loose behind the goal, picked up by Ziga Jedvic. Slovenia actually played pretty well the first 10 minutes of that game against Switzerland. And then the wheels fell off when the Swiss scored the 4 power play goals. Now a chance in front. Jan Urbach with a quick backhand shot. And Levi makes a sharp save on that.
Always a challenge. Noon starts against an opponent that you expect to beat if you're Canada. It's waking up the mind, waking up the body in time to start the beginning of the game.
Here's Blais back on it. You wonder when the last time one of these guys played a noon game is here. Joseph fired that wide. Joseph led Canada in ice time in that opening game against Latvia.
You think Noon local, they've been in Europe for a little while, so it's probably not body clock back in Canada.
Krebs slings that rink wide for Glass. Back in front to Joseph. Backhand shot stopped by Grachnar. Tyler Myers walks in and shoots. That's tipped wide. Cody Glass works it back around. Lawson Krause opened the scoring for Canada a minute into that game against Latvia on Friday night. Peyton Krebs back on it. Krebs centers it, picked up by Glass. Canada in the middle of a change as Glass shoots, and through the traffic, Grachnar makes the stop.
Pretty good opportunities at both ends, as you mentioned. Pierre-Olivier Joseph, the leading minute man for the first game, takes his pass, unfortunately in his skates, couldn't handle it cleanly to his forehand, so forced to shovel it back in and on Grachnar as he turns it aside. The same way Devin Levi flashes his right leg on Urbas. Good to get a touch and a good one for both goaltenders to start the game.
Levi made his NHL debut this year with Buffalo after a strong year at Northeastern University. There's a quick shot by Jack Quinn, stopped by Grachnar.
He's had quite a year. Devin Levi, 3rd team of the season.
Won the Mike Richter Award as the top goalie in U.S. college hockey for the 2nd consecutive year.
Will be finalist 2 times as well at Northeastern. Very polished resume before getting to the NHL. And the plan all along for Andre Tournier was to start Montembeault yesterday.
Yeah.
Start Levi today. Montembeault's not even backing up.
Right.
Well, Hoffer is the backup. And so Montembeault would get the start because they play back-to-back Slovakia tomorrow. Presumably a tougher opponent. So Montembeault, right now the #1 for Canada, will get that one. But the full day off today.
First of 3 as you mentioned here today. Later on, Norway plays Switzerland. Czechia takes on Kazakhstan. Myers lifts it off the glass to center ice. That's knocked down by Tomašević. Jack McBain goes into the forecheck, and Rattles the glass. He steps into Chimjar. Banked out by Fantilli. To Carcone. Michael Carcone from Ajax, Ontario, tries to work that free. Picked out and moved ahead by Christian Chepov. Magavatsa slings that rink wide. Yeglich back at the point to Magavatsa. And here's Yeglich back with it behind the goal. Tried to center it, that was blocked by Mackenzie Weegar. Weegar was terrific in Canada's opening game against Latvia, as you mentioned. 3 points in that opener. Where's number 52? As did his cousin, Craig Rivet, in the NHL. Tyler Toffoli up for Scott Lawton across the line. That's knocked out to center ice, and Pierre-Olivier Joseph with it. Joseph's brother, Matthew, plays for Ottawa. And late in the year, they played against each other. They got
dueling high-sticking minors against each other.
Simultaneous high-sticking penalties against each other.
With their parents in the stands, shaking their heads as boys will be boys.
They both complained to the referee, who apparently said to them, well, look at the bright side, you made history.
Trip coming up to Milan Lucic.
Tripping call on Milan Lucic, so Slovenia gets an early power play here in the first period.
Just a little careless with his stick on the forecheck, trying to get contact, and eventually just drags it right into the skates. The Slovenian player, down he goes, and so the penalty kill, which, like a lot of things in Canada, was pretty good in the first game.
Yeah. Slovenia went over 2 on the power play against Switzerland. Here's Urbaz with it. Plays it back to Vegarts. Long shot kicked up by Levi. Rebound loose in front. They score! Jan Droz got the rebound, and Slovenia has grabbed the lead. That took all of 10 seconds on the Slovenia power play.
They get their first one of the tournament. They get their first lead. Another good start for Slovenia. Starts with a face-off win. Yeglich pulls it straight back. And then nothing too fancy. Get it over, get it down, and try to outnumber in the front of the net. And then Yeglich wins the face-off. He's also the one who finds the loose puck at the front of the net and knows to tuck it back door. Not trying to score, just get it back to where his teammate Drogs could do some work with it. And strong bottom hand, strong on your feet. Find the loose puck and shovel it home the empty net.
Droz was a 5th round pick of the Pittsburgh Penguins back in 2017. Spent 5 years in the American League before coming back to this side of the ocean. Played in Habarovsk in the KHL. So Russia's next door here. Habarovsk is not. That's at the eastern end of Russia.
Good puck movement by Slovenia. They get it past Kraus on the press down. They get it across from Lawton, who's trying to cut the ice in half. And Canada never really recovers, gets to their structure. And 1-0 Slovenia to start.
That'll raise some eyebrows as Peyton Krebs shoots that wide of the goal.
Well, they get the Canadians' attention on the bench as well.
Picked up by Kraus. Feeds it across the glass with a shot. And Grachnar makes the save on that.
So Slovenia like their first 10 minutes of their first game. They'll love their first 5 minutes of this game. Playing Canada straight up, but also gaining the lead and gaining a little bit of confidence. I imagine there would have been a little bit of trepidation about what the score might be in this game, but you get a lead, you get some shots, goalie makes some saves, all of a sudden you think you can play against Canada.
Hungary's got a 1-0 lead on the U.S. right now. Up in Tampere, Finland.
Mirror images.
Gambling sites are blowing up right now.
Cash out now.
Here's Brad Hunt with it, across to Ethan Bear. Bear banks out of the Carcone. Looking up for McBain, who stepped hard into Magavatsa. And back to pick it up is Bear. Carcone to McBain. Tomajevic plays that over the head of Jake Middleton, back down to the Canadian zone as Weegar is back to pick it up. Slides it back out to center ice. And Levi out to pick it up. Levi swings that through middle to the drop to his stick. Scott Lawton pokes it back to center ice. Toffoli waiting for it. Kind of Toffoli will backhand pass to Quinn, but the play put him offside at the Slovene blue line.
Slovenia will try to challenge near the blue line an awful lot. They won't necessarily press up a ton, but they will try to challenge at the blue line, slow Canada down as much as they can. As the coach always seems pretty calm there behind the bench. That's Kopitar. Never too excitable.
He was pretty forthright before the game, saying that he felt his team took stupid penalties against Switzerland, too far from their own net. Pavlin shoots, and Levi steers that up and out.
Well, I mean, you're going to give up a half dozen power plays to a good team, you're going to be in trouble. Trying to keep goals off the board, tiring your penalty killers out. So far, so good. 5 minutes in, and been no penalties for Slovenia. They got 5 shots in 5 minutes. Exactly what they want.
John Urbas, who's out there now for Slovenia, scored twice in that game against Canada in 2013, gave Slovenia a 2-0 lead in that game. Canada came back to win it in overtime on a goal by Steven Stamkos. Yeglitch shoots that wide. Here's Toffoli with it. Well, you played the World Championship. You know how it can go sometimes.
You go into a game assuming you're the better team, because you are. But whether it's a poor performance by you or a great performance by the other team, and I thought we were going to wait till when Canada plays Norway to bring it up, Cord. But yes, I did play for Team Canada in the World Championships, and we lost to Norway, the only team ever to do so.
I was speaking generally, but now they mention it.
I'll color in the rest of the picture for you.
Long shot by Justin Barron is stopped. 6 gone here, and Slovenia's got a 1-0 lead on Canada. Here in Riga, long shot taken by Justin Barron, was gloved by Luka Grachnar, who was in goal for Slovenia in that game back in 2013. Loose puck in front, a great stop by Levi. Loose puck there, and it's knocked out by Bear. The puck wound up on the Canadian bench, but a terrific scoring chance there.
Wow.
Andrzej Karalt, along with Robert Sabolic.
Poor defending by Canada, puck management. Bear mishandles it, and Devin Levi has to stretch, almost gets underneath his pad. As Sabolic tried to go 5-hole with it, just got enough. Devin Levi, and I was not expecting chances of this quality against them to start the game.
Now it's centered. Ogorjanchek plays it down the draws. Ogorjanchek bangs that down to Simčić. And now picked up by Uyghur. Uyghur out to center ice for Glass. That pass misfired for Krebs. Jake Middleton throws it back in. Here's Tyler Myers. Moving away from Tomašević. And banks it back down to the Slovenian zone. That Canadian team that went to overtime against Slovenia in 2013 had Taylor Hall, Jordan Eberle, PK Subban, Ryan O'Reilly, Jeff Skinner, Steven Stamkos. They lost in the quarterfinals in overtime to Sweden that year. It was part of the 5-year streak where Canada lost in the quarterfinals each year at the World Championship.
It's amazing how these things can happen that way, where the assumption is Canada will always get to the semifinal games and play for a medal, but that certainly is not the case.
Well, single elimination, right? I mean, it's...
Yeah, absolutely. Best team doesn't always win. And in many ways, Canada are, they're as good as the other teams, but not necessarily distinctly the best in this tournament. But it was also here 2 years ago where Canada lost their first 3 games.
Right. They became the first team to lose their first 3, not just to win the gold medal, but to make the medal round. No one ever made the quarterfinals before losing their first 3.
Nick Paul in overtime, they won the gold medal. So it's a 2-week tournament, so it's short, but it's a lot can happen on the way to the quarterfinals.
It's 7 preliminary round games. And then,
look out!
Oh, that was rocking to the bench. Just missed Ken Kapelka, the athletic therapist for Canada.
That is
Paul Boyer, the equipment man, got hit the other day.
I got hit with a puck more times on the bench in my face than on the ice, playing in 13 years in the NHL. You're drinking water, you're talking to a buddy, you're not quite paying attention, and that happens, and you just hope it catches the helmet. It is a danger zone down there.
Shots are even at 8 here in the first period. Justin Barrett at the center ice. That's picked up by Yeglich, and then he's hammered down by Toffoli.
See, maybe Canada gets their legs moving by being involved a little bit more physically, because right now Slovenia is evening up on all the races and all the battles.
Lifted out by Barron. He finds Scott Lawton. The puck skipped away from him. And back to Riga Pavlin to pick it up. Jake Middleton out the center to Jack Quinn, the young Buffalo star, for Sammy Blais. And Blais lays that in. Magavatsa. After Blais stepped hard in the chip off. Moves it up. Teacher centers it and skipped away from Magavatsa. And Andrzej Karol digs it free. Sabelich has it taken away by Veleno. Joe Veleno of the Detroit Red Wings for Blais. Back for Veleno. Out there with Lucic. And Veleno taken down in the corner. Blais knocks that down. Drops it back to Myers. In for Lucic. Ryan Lucic has that pass picked off by Sabelich. And Sabelich banks it back down. Levi steers that away.
Not a lot of good chances for Canada so far through 10 minutes. They're working their way through the game, but haven't had an answer for the defensive structure yet.
Here's Bear. Banks that back down. Krause takes a look at it. They get the puck to sit for him. And now Krebs on the forecheck. Rushes out Chernovich. And Bear looks up to center for Glass. Alex Tuck has scored for the U.S. It's 1-1 there now in Tampere. As moving in, that's fired wide by Brad Hunt. Barron steps up. Looks down to Krebs. Down he goes to Barron. And Stibbit plays at the center ice, knocked down by Hunt. Bain stepped into Riga Pavlin. Now, quick shot there by Carcone is knocked away. Middleton plays it back down to McBain. Fantilli stepped into his man, and now it's loose at center ice. Jake Middleton straightened up Tomašević. Weir goes across to McBain. And it's a regroup as Carcone got back onside. And Middleton races back for the loose puck. Spins and finds Fantilli. Adam Fantilli, a gold medalist a couple months ago in Halifax at the World Junior Championship. Coming off a Hobie Baker win as the top player in college hockey as a freshman at Michigan this year. He's had quite a season. And not over yet. He'll go very early in the NHL draft in June.
Watching the draft lottery with great interest. Checking out rental properties in Anaheim, perhaps. He could be his landlord, I guess. Cam Fowler, how you doing? Something.
Scott Niedermayer's been known to take young players in there.
Yeah, it's right. He's around the organization. You think of veteran players that may have an extra room in the basement or something.
Sablich picks off that pass, in shoots, and Levi steers that away. That shot fired wide by Cernovich, who was looking for a stick in front. Masic, his shot was blocked. Karalt has it taken away, and Toffoli banks it off the glass and back out. That hit the curved stanchion at the side of the Canadian bench. And play is called. 8:10 to go in the first period. Slovenia leads Canada 1-0. Face-off of the Canadian zone with Slovenia leading Canada 1-0 here in the early going. Day 3 of the 2023 World Hockey Championship. Lucic moves that rink wide to Brad Hunt, who's jumped in. Hunt winds and shoots, and the save is made by Grachtar.
He has a shot that can score from there. He's already had a couple looks jumping up in the rush. Brad Hunt was a late ad, and he's not looking to pass. He's going to tee this one up. Probably didn't get it up quite as high as he wanted. Maybe he was trying to go underneath the glove, but there was space there, and he can. That's not out of his range.
Hunt spent this year with the Colorado Avalanche. Also played part of the year for their American League affiliate. Originally signed as a free agent by Edmonton 10 years ago out of Bemidji State University. Here's Blay, plays it back. Hunt fanned on that. Gathers up the loose puck and plays it back in the corner to Valeno. Joe Valeno. Man lost his stick. Now Valeno shoots. Rebound loose in front. Lucic trying to find it. And it's picked free by Pense. Ziga Pense plays it back down the Canadian zone. Bear goes back, and
tight icing call.
Very tight icing call against Slovenia. Everyone looking back to see what the call was.
They do treat the lines as the lines here internationally. They don't give you that 3 or 4 feet that they tend to in North America. That was a good forechecking shift for Canada. Valeno strong on the puck, shaking a check and creating some chances.
Face off, one back to Middleton, to Uyghur. Long shot, drifted high. Middleton shoots, that was blocked. Uyghur for Kraus, that's taken away by Yeglich, and now Uyghur back to pick it up. Lindsay Uyghur, Memorial Cup winner in 2013 with the Halifax Mooseheads of the Quebec League. A team that featured Nathan McKinnon, Jonathan Drouin, and others. Zach Fucali in goal. Uyghur's pass misfires and icing called against the Canadians.
Canada's not found their game so far in this first period. It's really through the neutral zone, where a lot of standing still. They haven't found the flow to their neutral zone play to attack either off the rush, or Slovenia's going to stack 3 or 4. to get it in deep with support. Things have got bogged down.
Off the draw, quick shot there by Urbas. The captain ripped that wide. And Urbas taps that back. Yeglich spins that back to Pavlin. Move back down to the Canadian zone as Pierre-Olivier Joseph goes back to pick it up. Middleton to center ice for Fantilli. That skipped away from him. Now a race for it. Karol gets there first for Slovenia. The bulk of these Slovenian players play in the Ice Hockey League. The league comprised of teams from Austria, Hungary, Italy, and Slovenia. Now a centering pass. Karol tapped that wide. Then a long shot. Levi makes the save with Karol taking for the rebound. And he'll hold on to that. More good chances for Slovenia, up 1-0 here in the first. Face-off back in the Canadian zone. Slovenia out shooting Canada 11-10 here in the first period. As you mentioned, Mike Johnson has had the better of the scoring chances. Bear falls. Quinn works it free. Trying to find Toffoli with that lead pass. Now Toffoli taps it back to Ethan Bear. Swings that rink wide for Hunt jumping up. Puts it high in the air. Glove down by Toffoli, who bats that back down to the Slovenian zone. Lawton trying to poke that free. Quinn's in there. And Scott Lawton works it back across to Jack Quinn. Quinn throws it back in front. That was blocked. Toffoli gets it back. Got it to Toffoli. To Quinn. Walks out and shoots short side. Gretschnar makes the save on that. Better chance at the side of the goal for Quinn. To Hunt. Back across to Bear with a long shot that goes wide. Hunt plays it back in, and we got a penalty coming.
This is a bad call.
This is going to be Toffoli for taking down Jan Droz.
Droz was holding Toffoli's stick in front, and as Toffoli was dragging it out, he spilled him. You see there? Oh my! It looked like he pulled the feet out from Droz, but he really didn't. Here's a couple of chances short side. Oh, Jack Quinn almost finds underneath the bar from a tight angle, but it was a power play goal that got Slovenia on the board. They are 1 for 1 in the game. It took all of 10 seconds. They go to their second power play of the game.
McBain for the face-off against Yeglich. Yeglich wins it back to Urbas. Urbas to Gregorens. Shoots, blocked by Uyghur in front. Mackenzie Uyghur slams it back down the ice.
A little adjustment there. This exact same sequence, but that time it was Kraus didn't commit to the middle to give the D-to-D pass. Took it away so they couldn't get to the far side of the ice.
Yeglich around McBain. Middleton slams it to Yeglich. Berlich. It's back across to Droz. And Droz for Yeglich. He watched by Uyghur. And Uyghur knocks down that pass. Goes off Kraus, and now McBain backhands it back down the ice.
Whoa, dirty bouncer.
Well, skipper in front of
Gretschnar was heading to the corner, had to hustle back to the nets.
Gregorens drops that back. Sabulich plays it back around Myers, goes after Ogrienchek. Now Lawton couldn't clear it out. Played back across. Sabolic with a shot stopped by Levi. And the rebound sent down the ice by Bear. 45 seconds to go in the Slovenian power play. Masic works it back in. Krebs knocked that down, but Sabolic took it away from him. To the goal balcony goes. Carroll with a quick shot, short side, he missed. Jake Middleton got a stick on him, and now Masic can't hold the line.
Krebs is thinking offense there, turned it over, almost gave up another great chance to Slovenia.
Now picked up by Glass. He turns it over. Carroll feeds it back down to the Canadian zone.
There's a
and now a penalty coming.
Dumb.
Carroll dumped Lawton right in front of the Canadian bench, so this is going to be an interference call. And
oh
now,
my goodness. Oh my goodness. Ridiculous dive by Carroll here. Dumb play by Jack Quinn as well.
They're going to take Jack Quinn off here.
Minor penalty for cross-checking. Team Canada, number 22, minor penalty trip.
So, Carroll cross-checks Canadian player right in front of the bench, which was ill-advised. Going to the box. Clearly, he gets hit here, doesn't like it. And it's a good shove on Lawton. And then look at this bump. Are you kidding me? For the pirouette as well? He did his job, he evened it up, but that's ill-advised by Jack Quinn. Like you know you have a power play, don't touch anybody. Don't give him an opportunity to make that even up call, but wow. That's a fortunate sequence for Slovenia. And there was a good chance again as kind of speaks to where Canada's mindset has been in this first period. Probably not as sharp as they need to be to control the game.
So 4-on-4 coming up here. Slovenia's got 7 seconds to go on the power play. Here is Hunter. So Toffoli steps back on. Now they should go 4-on-4 here.
Well, they wouldn't have started that way because there's already a guy in the box. So they don't reset it to 4-on-4. They just keep it at 5-on-5 if it gets there, I think. That is quite, I mean, Jack Quinn, that's not a trip. I mean, maybe interference or he pushed him, but not enough to take his skates off the ice. That was a sales job of, and they're giving it to each other right now on the bench. Carroll and Quinn, I love it. Back and forth. And no language barrier in that conversation.
Lawton back across to Toffoli. And Toffoli on the line. That's taken away, and a chance now for Tomašević. Levi leaves it there for Hunt. Lawton. In comes Urbas with it. Urbas swings it around. And Carcone. Or Neighbors trying to poke that free. Jake Neighbors out there for Canada. As Lawton banks it back down to the Slovenian zone. Miha Verlic fires that down the Canadian zone, but once again they get the microscope out. Icing called against Slovenia.
Really significant for Slovenia to try to get this to the intermission. They've done everything right in the first period. They've created their chances. They've had their power plays. They haven't given up much, and they're 2 minutes away from going into the intermission up 1.
Nick Bonino was scored for the U.S. Now a 2-1 lead on Hungary in the game in Tampere. Hungary had a 1-0 lead in that one.
Alex Tuck may be a problem in this tournament for opposition.
For everyone?
Yeah.
There's a problem in the NHL for people this year. What a season he had.
As powerful a skater as there is in the game of hockey.
Middleton up to Valeno.
There's a hook.
Yeah, hooking call coming to Slovenia.
So you probably want to get it in the offensive zone here. Don't want to waste it. You don't want to waste a ton of time here because you want a larger run of play if you get in the offensive zone. You don't want it to be 45 seconds. You're kind of, now unless you're going to take it all the way to 0, but to take it down this far, not helping himself to percentage.
Here comes Joe Valeno, walks in and shoots! And Grasnar makes the glove save.
Well, they took their time and got a good look. Grasnar turns aside Valeno. Very slow developing, but good patience. And Valeno right between the hash marks. Oh, yeah, good save. And so, here's the hook into the hands.
Miha Zaitz.
Zaitz gets tangled up, tries to drop. See a lot of that. When you know you're going to get a hooking penalty, a lot of guys just drop their stick. Like, I'm no longer in control of what's happening, trying to get out of that penalty, not in time. And so the penalty kill, which was an issue for Slovenia game 1, tries to be better here in the second game.
Give up 4 to Switzerland. Cody Glass swipes at that. Worked free and sent down the ice by Pansek. Inside a minute to go here in the first period. Here's Uyghur with it. Uyghur had Canada's power play goal against Latvia in the opener. Lawton winds it across. In comes Kraus. Back across to Foley with a shot. Bounce back down to Lawton. Around he goes to Toffoli. The Canadian captain in for Kraus. Back to Toffoli. Toffoli to Kraus. In tight. Feeds it back. Glass. Centers it. That skipped away from Toffoli. Uyghur. Back across to Glass. Lawton. To Glass. Uyghur to Toffoli. Time winding down here in the period. Uyghur tees it up, feeds it across to Glass. Now Toffoli skips off his stick and time expires here in the period. Canada will have 57 seconds of power play time to carry over into the second. But the story here in the first is Slovenia with a 1-0 lead after 1.
And one look late, early in the power play. Toffoli rolling puck, tries to go short side. Grasnar fights it off, and after that, Canada couldn't string together the puck flat and crisp. And Slovenia leading after 1.
Tampereen notiekošajā pasaules čempionāta spēlē pēc pirmā perioda rezultāts ASV vadībā pret Ungāriju 2-1.
I think execution. You know, just wasn't there. We just got to start handling the puck, and when we get the chances, put them in the net.
Devin Levi made a couple 10-bell saves there for you guys earlier. What are your thoughts on him?
Great kid. He's going to be a great goalie. He's something special. He takes his pride. He takes pride in his game, and like I said, he's going to have a long future in the NHL.
Have fun the rest of the way.
Thank you, guys. Thanks.
Cheers.
numbers. Score after the first period between Team USA and Team Hungary is 2-1.
Wait, let me come in. White stick first, yeah.
Good, stay out, boys, stay out! Loose! Good!
Okay. Stick down!
More!
Okay. Sticks down, no! Okay, hey boys, good job, I like it.
Please Slovenia number 22, Andres Dural, will now the cross champion at 16:28. Please Slovenia number 22, Andres Dural, will now the cross champion at 16:28.
Zaitz has 57 seconds to serve on his penalty from the first period. His Slovenian team leads Canada 1-0 after one. Slovenia, one of the 6 teams that has never beaten Canada at the World Championship. Minimum 4 games played. Austria, Belarus, Great Britain, Hungary, and Poland also on that list. Took them to overtime in 2013. There are some ties in there from some of those countries, but
that would be about as textbook a period as Slovenia could play.
Right.
With everything right.
Well, we mentioned they were very good in the first 10 minutes against the Swiss.
And then it was their penalty trouble that got them off their game. And they take their first one late in this period, see if Canada can make them pay to start the second.
45 seconds to go on the power play. Hunt plays that to Fantilli. Up ahead for Hunt. Drops it off. Peyton Krebs winds his way in. Krebs works it back across off the skate of Kraus to Krebs. To the point to Hunt. Across he goes to Fantilli. Back to Hunt. In for Krebs to the goal mouth. Valeno taps it back in front. Kraus couldn't reach it. The rolling puck knocked away by Jimjar. Kept alive by Fantilli. Back to Valeno. Joe Valeno to Fantilli. Final seconds of the power play. Hunt back across and Fantilli fans with a one-timer. Valeno to Krebs and Hunt can't quite hold the line. Zaitz steps back on. In comes Fantilli. Shoots and was blocked by Pavlin. Uyghur steps up, blocks the clearing attempt by Zaitz. Kept alive by McBain. Uyghur tees it up. And a long shot, score! Carconi sneaks it by Grachnar. The game is tied at 1.
Slovenia does a good job getting through the penalty kill, but then they have the puck at the blue line and they got to get it out right here on their stick, and it's kept in out of the air by McBain, and a quick developing 3-on-2. And make no mistake, if you don't know about Michael Carcone, he can shoot the puck, and that one might have clipped off a Slovenian defender's foot, but gets past Grachnar to open the scoring for Canada. Carcone, who had 31 goals in Tucson this year, 1 in Arizona in the 9 games that he played, opened some eyes in the first game of the tournament.
Yeah. Really a story of perseverance. He scored 47 goals in Drummondville his last year in junior. He signed as a free agent by Vancouver. He played for 4 organizations before he made his NHL debut with his 5th, Arizona. Now Toffoli brings it in, drops it off to Lucic. For Toffoli. This is locked with Toffoli and Lucic after the Canadian power play. Middleton shovels it ahead. It's batted away by Verlich and back out to center ice. Chepon with it. Lawton steps into him. And Middleton picks it back up. Jake Middleton, Stratford, Ontario, moves out ahead. Toffoli bats it back up to him. McBain on it. Now Neighbors trying to dig that free. Neighbors from Airdrie, Alberta, just north of Calgary. The 13th forward for Canada, so he's slotted throughout the game periodically. Played back now, Pierre Joseph with a long shot. And Grachnar makes a save on that. The shots in that game in 2013 were 39-20 in favor of Canada. Grachnar allowed the 4th goal in overtime on the 39th shot to Steven Stamkos.
The good hands by McBain right there stops the clearing. And I'm not quite sure. I need one more look at it. Does it catch the foot? It looked like it started to wobble briefly. Cool Grachnar, but Carcone, who in the post-game 1 evaluations tested out as the most effective Canadian forward, using all the analytics that the Team Canada is using. far as possessions and zone entry and all the rest. There was a doubt of whether he deserves to be on the team. He answered that question quickly.
Sure. Bain jousting in the corner with Pavlin. And now Neighbors trying to keep that alive. It's moved out by Droz. The Slovenian goal scorer. Karkonen battles for that. Now it's moved ahead by Joseph. Chepon shoots. That was tipped in front by Droz. Got a sharp stop there by Levi. Lead pass to Karkonen. Drops it back off to Neighbors. In comes Jake Neighbors. Shovels it back in front. Grafstar makes the save on that. Neighbors a first-round pick of St. Louis in 2020. Now drop back. There's a shot by Bear. Bounce around in front. Barron holds the line. Justin Barron. Ethan Bear unloads again. That goes wide. Lucic knocked Chepon down. Not sure that was a cold shoulder or just a cold rear end, but now batted back to center ice. Tomajevic. And then taken away by Bear. Justin Barron up for Lucic. Slides it ahead. In comes quick shot there for Sammy Blais. That's turned away by Grachnar.
A little bit better by Canada to start the second period. Of course, they get the goal, even things up. Playing hard. Drogs the goal scorer. It's a tip attempt, and Neighbors, I think, could he take this one all the way across the front of the net? If he could power cut this to the far post, maybe open up more options than being satisfied with the short side attempt.
Jake Neighbors was on the Canadian roster for the Winter World Junior in 2022, the one that was abandoned due to COVID outbreaks. For the Summer World Junior, he was injured and unable to compete for Canada, so he missed out on that gold medal win. Split last year between St. Louis and their American League team in Springfield.
Well, that's a tripping penalty if you're going to call one, not the other one.
Yeah.
You know?
Masic plays that back around, but Krause is the first man there for Canada. Looking down the glass. Yiglic. Lead pass. Perrault shoots. That's off the stick of Hunt. Up and out of play.
A good close by Hunt. He knew he was going to be able to get there to take the stick away if he wanted to shoot it on his forehand. Perrault. Here's the trip. He puts a stick right underneath the skates of Chernovich, which would be a trip, not called. Good stick by Hunt, though. Perrault's got to recognize if you pull that to the middle to shoot it, you're going to lose your angle. Stick's going to be there to defend you.
Middleton for Toffoli. Career high 34 goals this year for Tyler Toffoli in Calgary. Knocked that wide of the goal. Lawton back after it. Now picked up by Bear. Across for Toffoli. Toffoli to Bear. Walks it and shoots. That deflects high.
Tilly wanted that for a one-timer. You hear the tap of the stick from here.
Toffoli back on it.
So working on his second shift in a row. Jack Quinn not with this line.
Toffoli shoots. Scratched out the save as Fantilli was looking for the loose change.
And I don't know if that's a function of the penalty he took, which was soft, or just trying to find a better rotation.
So Neighbors is getting into the regular rotation more. He comes out now along with Carcone and McBain.
Which is where Fantilli was playing, but Fantilli had been moved up to play with Lawton and Toffoli. So there are some adjustments being made by Andre Tourigny. And listen, the reality is you got 13 forwards. They're all good players.
Right.
And if you're not playing well as an individual or as a team, there are easy options for the coaches to use mid-game.
Carcone drops it off to Myers. Tyler Myers works his way in, wraps it around. It's stopped by Grachnar. It's a long wraparound by Tyler Myers. You basically do it from the other side of the post. Five and a half gone here in the second period. U.S. now leading Hungary 3-1 in Tampere after falling behind 1-0 in that game. Myers with it. Bangs it back down. Carcone. Leaves that for Neighbors. Bain comes in, knocks his man down, slides the puck back to Myers. Myers shoots, it got through. Grachnar made the stop through the traffic.
That is rush hour traffic in front of Grachnar on that one. Tyler Myers trying to sift it down, just find a lane in the net, did a really good job. Get his head up, not gonna place it on down there, and that's just, that's hit and hope for Grachnar. Yet wide, and I mean, how could you possibly have any idea? Oh my goodness, he flashes the blocker out wide to get a piece instinctively. There's no way he saw that puck.
Off the draw, Blais plays it back. Poleno, Blais, and Lucic stay together as the fourth line for Canada. Here's Sammy Blais. Poleno plays that back to Hunt. Barron in for Lucic. Milan Lucic slides that back to Hunt. Lucic taps it back to Barron. Long wrist shot at Grachnar again through the traffic. This time stakes out the glove and makes the stop. 1-1 the score. Canada and Slovenia here in the second period. Here in Riga in Latvia, the host city again for the World Championship in 2021. Riga hosted the tournament, but there were restrictions due to COVID, limits on attendance that were almost nil at first, and the city was locked down. The players were in a bubble, so they got a second crack at it. So does Tampere, which hosted last year along with Helsinki.
And I think everyone involved is enjoying the city fully opened up and great weather. And
this is a fantastic place. Really a beautiful city, not far from the Baltic Sea. Yeglitz brings that in, knocked down by Uyghur. Around he goes to Glass. Cody Glass, the Winnipeg native, moves that in. The first ever player drafted by the Vegas Golden Knights in 2017. He was picked 6th overall.
And you would have thought expansion team, first pick, to be there forever. Nope.
They had 3 picks in the top 15 that year. They traded them all within a couple of years. Uyghur walks it and shoots. Grachnar gets an arm on that. Nick Suzuki, Eric Brandstrom also picked in the first round that year by Vegas. Subsequently dealt. So was Peyton Krebs, who was dealt a year later. Fantilli plays it across. Oh, it's hit by Grachnar to Foley. A terrific stop there. Joseph shoots, scores. Olivier Joseph from the point after Grachnar made a brilliant stop on Toffoli. That long one beats him.
Toffoli be apologizing to Fantilli for not cashing, but immediately after, Joseph from the point drifts one in and fools Grachnar, and Canada gets their first lead. This is nice by Fantilli. Find the loose puck, create it, and Toffoli just doesn't get it quite high enough. But there it is. It's the same. So many moving parts in front of Grachnar. Guys flying in and out of his eye line. Good head up by Joseph. Trade a lane. Allow the screen to develop. And Fantilli drags Magnovace across Grachnar's eyes. And the long wrister gets by him.
Olivier Joseph was a first-round pick of Arizona in 2017. He was traded to Pittsburgh in the Phil Kessel deal. Played his first full year in the NHL this season. Had 5 goals in 75 games. Can really skate.
Foundation of any NHL player. Can you skate? Can you think? If you can do those things, you could usually find a place to play. And he can really move. Active feet. He's thin looking. So
He's
not
6'2", 185.
not the heaviest player, but you don't have to be anymore.
Come hang out with me for a couple of weeks. You want to put on 10 lbs.
The old dessert table getting a workout.
Here's Carcone with it. Going to the World Championship if you're on a diet is not a good combination.
What do? Call games, sleep, and eat.
You know, maybe after the games, we'll check out, you know, what's going on around town.
You gotta take in the sights occasionally. So definitely a line change has occurred. It's not a rotation thing or a power play thing. It's going a different direction.
Got the feeling based on what they saw in the training camp in Hungary that the coaches liked what they saw from Fantilli. They felt that he was more than comfortable at this level.
He's so versatile, at ease on the wing or in the middle.
Toffoli backhands that wide. Here's Bear with it. Centers it for Toffoli. Puck at his feet. Toffoli pulls that loose, drops it back to Bear. Ethan Bear shoots, tipped on goal by Lawton. And Grachnar makes the save.
Good heads-up shot by Bear. Slovenia is going to pack the front of the net. This is how they defend their own end. So that means points will be open. We see Joseph with a goal. Bear, get your head up. Where's the stick? That puck is going 4 feet wide, but it's going right onto the tape of Scott Lawton. And as a forward, you appreciate defenders who take a gander before they start drifting them into the net and try to let you get a touch.
Tough to tip the ones that are up around your eyes.
Sheldon Surrey looking at you, my friend.
Wow. In
No.
comes Middleton, shoots.
No,
Goes
he
off
could
the
just
leg.
shoot it hard enough past the goalie, so
Right,
it wasn't
yeah.
an issue. He's like, I'm not looking for a tip. I'm looking for a goal.
He had that bionic wrist.
Yeah, he did strap it on every game. The wrist guard contraption didn't hurt him, though.
He had the surgery the 1 year. The next year, I think he scored 28 goals.
I was there the year he scored 27 in Montreal. And when he shot, you just got out of the way.
Magavanza lays that back down. Slovenia in the top division for the first time since 2017, won Division 1A last year. They've been relegated the last 6 times in the top division. Now it's picked off by Myers, walks it and shoots, and through the traffic again. Grachnar makes the save.
Canada needed a spark after going to the intermission and down 1-0, and it comes with Carcone's goal. Quick wrister, and then a little bit later on, Olivier Joseph, another wrister.
The save on Toffoli was so good. I mean, really good.
What a letdown. And they've given initially didn't announce an assist to Fantilli.
So
and
he
I
does.
felt like he got robbed because, you know, he made the great play to get the puck to Toffoli, who then grabbed the rebound to Joseph.
If there was a legal specialty for arguing assists, you would be at the head of the class. Myers off the end boards.
I take that as a great compliment.
No, it's meant as one. You are firm in your belief. You are zealous in your advocacy for assists.
When they're deserved and earned, you get them. And Fantilli gets another one, and you know, you get moved up to on a scoring line. You get in on the scoring. Keeps you there.
An assist in both games for Canada now. At the point, here's Barron. Plays it across. Barron loads. He hammered that wide. Dustin Barron. So it's Barron, the defense partnership for Canada right now.
Head coach nickname Bear. Perfect.
Oh gosh, I hadn't even thought of that. Barron works in, shoots from a sharp angle. Grachnar knocks that away.
Gotta get back.
Chance for a 2-on-1, and now draws goes in and knocked away by Levi, and a penalty coming to Canada, a slash.
Tell you what, though, the back check by Carcone made up a lot of ground.
Chance for Slovenia to tie it there. Now they'll go to the power play. Riga. Slovenia to the power play after Ethan Bear was called for slowing down Jan Droz on a partial breakaway.
I think that was probably Carcone who could have gotten the slash when it was all said and done, but
called it on Bear. Slovenia scored 10 seconds into his first power play in the first period to take the lead.
for one face-off. One more look at it. So Bear gets beat by Droz, and he's beat clean. But watch Carcone come from the inside from off screen. He gets a good slash on the stick right there.
Yeah.
And to me, that's the slash more so than anything Ethan Bear did.
Jan Urbas plays that down to Droz. The point it goes. Gregors tees it up and shoots, hit a leg in front. Levi wasn't sure who it was. Urbas back with it. Plays it across to Jeglic. To Urbas. Droz. Counted there by Middleton. And Uyghur goes off the leg. Verlic and back out to center ice. Miha Verlic, a two-time Olympian for Slovenia, moves it in. Slovenia played in the Olympic qualifying tournament at the start of the 2021 season. Andrzej Kopitar went and played in it. They wound up third that year. That was an interesting group. They had Ehlers played for Denmark. They qualified. Zuccarello played for Norway. And Kopitar played for Slovenia. And of course, well, they got to play in the Olympics.
Probably part of the lure was that they would go to the Olympics that time if they were to get in.
Ehlers was the big story there. He was clutch for Denmark as they qualified for the Olympic tournament for the first time in their history.
Could have thrown Freddie Anderson in net in the Olympics. Lars Eller.
Busting in is Karalt. Drops that back. Ogrienchik drops that off, and it's picked off by Neighbors.
Neighbors goes from not playing at all out there killing penalties. It's amazing. It just, when you get in the rotation, all of a sudden you get playing.
I'll go one better. Isaac Hansen of Norway didn't play the entire game against Kazakhstan. Regulation overtime. He took a turn in the shootout.
What we didn't know was that he is a defenseman who is a shootout specialist.
He was stopped.
And he looked good doing it.
Yes, he did. Teams are back even strength here. Bouncing puck, Levi. Will freeze that. We hang on with Tomaszewicz looking for the loose puck.
It's been all one-way traffic for Canada. Shots are 15-1. Maybe 2 now if you count that little dump in. And the message from DJ Smith and Andre Tourigny between periods seems to have been received, and we do get Jack Quinn back on the ice here, so that's good. You send a message, you change things up, but you don't want to sit him down the rest of the game.
So he's out with Fantilli.
No to Foley.
No to Foley here. Ogrienchik. Filled in by Quinn. Knocked down by Lawton. Shoots, tipped to the side of the goal by Quinn. Jack Quinn was the American Hockey League Rookie of the Year before last. In Rochester, the American League.
That's all he does is score goals.
14 goals this year. He had 52 goals in 62 games his last year with the Ottawa 67s.
That's a good number. Scored big time in the American League level as well. He'll be a consistent 20-goal scorer in the NHL.
14 goals in Buffalo when you don't get a lot of power play time.
Yeah. He's still very young, just 21 years old, looks every bit of it.
He was a member of that 2021 Canadian junior team that won silver in Edmonton. They ran into Spencer Knight and Team USA in the gold medal game after steamrolling their way through the first portion of the tournament.
I was almost thinking with him and Toffoli on the same line, two righties who like to shoot. They find themselves in the same spots on the ice often, even if they're playing opposite sides in the wings.
He plays it back to Joseph. Long wrist shot was blocked by Chepon. Rosbecker, he's been a dangerous player all afternoon for Slovenia. As Blay brings it back and lifts that down to the Slovenian zone. Lucic. Around to Valeno. Joe Valeno to Bear. Back to Joseph. Has a look again. Wrist shot blocked in front. Lucic reaching for it. Knocked away by Jeglic. Miha Stebi, who plays in Nice in the French league.
Oh, hello. I haven't filed the retirement papers just yet.
That sounds like a good gig.
I'll take a room and board.
What's the post-game buffet like there?
Room and board would still probably be $1 million contract.
Neighbors chips that back down. Along with McBain and Carcone. Carcone holds. Lines that back to Middleton. He has a look, walks in. Now Carcone unloads, and Gratchnar made the save on that. There's that shot you talked about. Uyghur slides it down to McBain. McBain in the high slot to Middleton, fan on that shot, and Berlich has it back. One-on-one with Uyghur. He taps that and needs a change and plays it down to the Canadian zone. Uyghur. Knocked down. Neighbors plays it back in. Uyghur to Carcone. Carcone throws that through the slot, picked off by Sabolic. And Sabolic had his pocket picked by McBain. Myers back after it. Tyler Myers gets bumped to the corner. Picked out by Krebs. Peyton Krebs feeds that back to Hunt. Back down to Glass. Krebs spins away. He's taken down and now picked up by Sabolic. And as he sends it down, icing called against Slovenia.
Canada staying patient. Well, it feels like important for Canada to get one more goal. You know, get that lead to 2, so you take the chance of anything crazy tying the game up away.
USA with a 4-1 lead on Hungary. Cutter Gauthier has scored again. That's goals in back-to-back games for him.
I wonder if he's thinking about opportunities that are coming up in Philadelphia.
Yeah, 5th overall pick to them.
Well, our boy Jonesy, congrats on the new president's gig.
Yes, Keith Jones, the president. Danny Briere, the GM. There's Jack Quinn with a shot, knocked down. Toffoli shoots. Save made by Gratchnar. Toffoli has it back. Joseph fires. That hit Gratchnar, I think, on the arm and dropped down.
Tyler Toffoli.
So it's Toffoli gets a chance and Joseph gets the second shot away. They scored one time that way. Picked up now by Toffoli. Here's Lott. Down to Quinn. Quinn spins and shoots, ripped that wide. 3.5 to go here in the period. Toffoli knocks it down. Tyler Toffoli drops it back. Quinn at the trigger ready to pull and knock that wide.
Tired group of Slovenian
Yes.
defenders. They need a change desperately. Canada can roll over another unit of 5 here.
They're too far from the bench to do it as Joseph plays that back down. They'll get 2 off here. Outnumbered for the moment. Now off the bench came Tomaszewicz. Ran into his old man, Pansa. And back comes Blay the other way with Lucic. Blay in shoots, and Gratchnar got a piece of that.
And there are how many? I see 5 and 5. He's calling too many men on Slovenia.
Slovenia called for too many men, so Canada gets a power play here with 2:49 to go.
It was a yard sale at the bench. There was like 9 guys on the ice. They sorted it out quickly where no one really got too far gone, but there were a lot of guys out there as some guys were limping off, some guys were trying to get a jump to come back the other way, and Milan Lucic looking for his first has a wide open net, but Magno Bacce, look at this, gets his stick in there to knock it away. Milan Lucic cannot believe that that gimme was swatted away last minute. And the officials having a nice long meeting here.
Slovenia was arguing that they got the too many men call wrong.
There were a lot of guys on the ice.
Right. You can have 10 on the ice as long as 5 are going off and 5 are coming on. But
that was not the case.
That was not the case there.
And they were stretching out the 20, 30 foot buffer you're given.
They do call that a lot tighter here. Hunt has that knocked away by Pansek. And Fantilli ranges back. You know Fantilli can really score. He can fly, too. In comes Kraus. Drops it back to Hunt. And Fantilli back with it. Takes a return pass from Blaine. Hunt back across to Krebs to Blaine.
Gotta get that puck flat. They're just skipping them a little bit right now.
Here's Fantilli, shoots, it goes off the skate of Gregorts. Fantilli centers it, and Kraus taps it back for Blaine. Fantilli with assists in back-to-back games for Canada. That's picked up and set down the ice by Pablo.
So Kraus gets the puck in the middle there. It's a tough play to make, but even if he gets it all the way through, it's Krebs a lefty on the back wing. He can't one-time the puck anyways.
Jevich plays it back around you. Now you've got Toffoli.
You just look at the personnel, and it's, you know, it's new groups and everything else, but not where is that first group attacking from? Not even sure.
Glass, good pass ahead for Quinn, drops it back for Toffoli, trying to feed that back in front, just on the reach of Glass. Toffoli, back to Quinn. 40 seconds to go in the power play, back to Uyghur. In for Quinn, walks right in, holds and shoots. That was blocked at the line. It's held by Uyghur. Exhausted penalty killers on the ice now for Slovenia. Glass shoots, kicked out by Vashtar. Rebound, loose in front, score! It's Lucic. He gets that one, and it's 3-1 Canada. That's his first goal for a Canadian national team.
Great smile from Milan Lucic. And you know, he wanted to wear the jersey. He wanted to compete for Canada. And he's not going to miss a second cupcake in a row as the Glass shot pinballs around off the goalie, off Chepon, and then Lucic first to it, dumping in the empty net. That's a big goal. That's that second goal, 2-goal cushion that Canada was looking for, courtesy of Milan Lucic in the power play, and the too many men call that Andrzej Kopitar did not enjoy.
Lucic has the goal, gives Canada a 3-1 lead.
Shots in this period are 23-2 for Canada.
I'm sure some words were exchanged in the first intermission.
Well, and it wouldn't even have to come from the coaches. There's a competitive spirit and a pride that these players have that you carry when you play for Canada. And they wouldn't have felt that they lived up to those expectations in the first.
Here's Quinn with it. Time winding down in the second. Quinn got thumped into the Canadian boards.
He just skates there. He doesn't even get hit. He's looking to pass the puck to somebody. Just skate it yourself.
Now Quinn's got it back. Rink wide he goes for Lawton. Scott Lawton works it back for Quinn. It bounces back in front. Toffoli couldn't quite reach it. And Bear knocks it down, and Canada strikes 3 times in the second period. Oh, hello. Lucic is all over the place. 3-1, Canada leads.
Milan let's start with the team first. 3 goals scored that period. What changed from the first?
Well, we just needed to sharpen up. We just need to make our passes execute and start playing on our toes. And obviously wasn't a great first period, but good bounce back in the second. So we just got to keep getting better and worry about our own game.
Like you said, it was an honor for you to be able to come here, don that jersey. This is your first World Championship. You're pumped about it. There's your first goal at the Worlds. Talk to me about it.
Yeah, obviously it's a great feeling. It's you always remember your first one, whether it's NHL, WHL, BCHL, now World Championship. So pretty cool to do it. You know, being a Serbian kid against Slovenia, that's a neighboring country. Yeah, big honor to do it for Team Canada.
Ask about that Sally on the way to the bench. Was that a little Blades of Steel? Where'd that come from?
No, it's a part of our goal song there that we said we were going to do when we scored. So that's the story behind it.
Look forward to seeing more of it.
All right, thank you.
Okay, all good, all good. Good job, all good. Sticks down, boys.
Stick, stick. Skate, 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 skate. Good, hands off, hands off. Good battle, boys. Good, deflected. Good, good, good. Good, good.
Devin Levi allowed an early power play goal to Slovenia, but has stopped everything since then, as Canada has a 3-1 lead over Slovenia heading for the third period. The first of 3 games here today, also 3 in Tampere, Finland. Still to come today, Norway takes on Switzerland, and Czechia plays Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan coming off its opening game shootout win over Norway.
See Switzerland, a lot of talk about who may be arriving for that team.
Right, they've got lots of open spots and some potential players like Nico Hischier, Jonas Siegenthaler, Kira Schmid in goal, and don't forget Kevin Fiala of the LA Kings, who's still a possibility. Fiala was rehabbing an injury, and the LA Kings wanted to finish that.
Yeah, they would want a clean bill of health before sending him over to play. So the opportunity to add a goaltender too, a starting goalie, perhaps for Switzerland would be interesting in the middle of a tournament. You don't usually see goalies.
No, that's rare.
Yeah.
That's really rare.
So for Canada, second period much better. Shots were 23-2. Goals were 3-0. Slow and steady, methodically took over the game. I'm sure the conversation was to challenge them to do the same thing again. Like bring that level of focus and effort. 20 more minutes, then you get the rest of the day to see the sights, but lock it in for 20 minutes.
Canada plays Slovakia tomorrow. As Jeglic works that in. That was close to offside at the Canadian line. Now Uyghur picks it back up. Canada's schedule is interesting in this World Championship. Their weaker opponents, if you want to call that, are kind of sprinkled throughout. They start with Latvia. You know, the home team would be difficult. Then you get Slovenia. Then Slovakia is tougher. Then Kazakhstan. Then Switzerland. Then Norway. Then Czechia.
Right. One on, one off.
Kind of alternates.
Yeah.
Top 4 teams in each 8-team group advance to the quarterfinals, which are a crossover format. First place on one side plays fourth place on the other, and so on, except there could be one change this year. If Finland were to play Latvia in the quarterfinals, that can't happen.
They would readjust the seeding?
Yes.
Interesting.
They would play within the groups. So what would happen is one would play 4 on this side, 2 would play 3, and same on the other side.
Although unfortunately for the hosts, 2 games, 2 losses to start their tournament.
Right, so
makes it a little tougher.
Latvia's in for a tough go here.
Look out.
Levi bobbled that behind the goal. Played back in front. A great stop by Levi in tight there on Simsic. Cleaned up his own mess there. Back at the point, Masic a long shot, and Levi makes the save on that.
Almost Levi looks like he's annoyed with himself as he misread the puck in behind the net. Never got to him. Turns it over. He's swimming and diving. Everyone's over pursuing, and Simchit's all alone. He'd like to do more with that. He fans on it, never really elevates. One-time it or get it right under the bar. He does neither. Levi able to turn him aside.
With Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen and Devin Levi, Sabres feel good about their young goaltenders. Levi was acquired from Florida in the Sam Reinhart trade. He was a 7th round pick of the Panthers.
It's not a 7th round prospect anymore.
No. In comes Jack Quinn. Great move, backhand shot. It was off the shoulder of Grachnar and high.
Jack Quinn is feel a little more involved after watching for 10 minutes to start the second period.
Brief benching in the second after a penalty late in the first. Barron
drew a penalty on Hanche. And Lawton talked about that. It was Quinn who took the...
Ziga Ponce will go off. And Canada gets another power play.
Minor penalty interference.
It was against Jack Quinn because Quinn gave him a little whack afterwards. What? you think? So if you're Quinn, though, that extra little slash, that's what got you the penalty in the first period. That's what got you sat down for the second period. So take the interference. You're going to get a power play. You might even get to go out on the power play and try to score a goal. Retaliation won't fly for Andre Tourigny.
Fantilli had that knocked away, and it's played back down to the Canadian zone. Levi leaves it there for Brad Hunt, native of Maple Ridge, BC. He's got a bomb from the back end. Fantilli winds his way in. Plays it back down to Blais, works that freight. Kraus to Fantilli. For the goal mouth he goes. For Blais. Fantilli takes a return pass from Hunt. Spins and shoots, kicked out by Grachnar. Fantilli to Blais, plays it around to Krebs.
See, if you want to work it off this side, it makes more sense with the lefties. There.
Played back, Fantilli shoots, that was blocked by Magavatsa.
It feels like Krebs as the quarterback makes more sense.
Here's Kraus, crisscrossing with Fantilli. Kraus back to Hunt, to Krebs. Krebs walks in and shoots. Grachnar makes the save with the right arm. He squeezes that and hangs on.
You got 5 lefties on the ice. So if the puck is on the left side of the ice, then everyone's got a one-timer. If the puck's on the right side of the ice, everyone's got to catch and release. So Krebs, who's a very good passer of his own, is given a lot of room. He tries to go short side over the shoulder. Grachnar squeeze it inside his blocker.
So now this unit has 4 righties on it.
Which means you should then run it off the opposite side, the right side. So everyone can take one-timers.
And Milan Lucic.
He obliterated his stick on the face-off.
The lone lefty has to go get a new one.
It's just, I guess he's taking the draw on his strong side. Now, Milan Lucic, every side is his strong side. That's what he's made a career out of, his tremendous strength.
You heard the intermission interview talking about the pride of getting his first goal playing for a Canadian national team. Quinn plays it across for Toffoli, and as a person whose lineage goes back to Serbia to score against the neighbors. Here's Uyghur back for Toffoli, shoots, and Grachnar makes the stop with Lucic lurking right in front.
Tyler Toffoli still looking for his first goal. Has had more shots than any other player on Canada through 2 games. And that's not an easy goal to score from. You have to have an exceptional shot and then a little too in the middle of the net. He doesn't like the placement. But when the goalie has time, he needed a Stamkos under the bar kind of release.
Lucic with a face-off again. Lucic, a second-round pick of the Boston Bruins back in 2006. A second-round pick they got for Sergei Samsonov from Edmonton.
Oh, Sammy, my old roommate in Montreal. It's my nemesis. He won the Rookie of the Year or Rookie Year.
You're over it now, though. Nice to see.
Yeah.
Last for Toffoli. Toffoli back for Uyghur. Toffoli. Uyghur to Toffoli, walks it, shoot, just missed high there.
I think Lucic would have a good feel for Toffoli as teammates in Calgary, where he wants him on the screen.
Along with Uyghur on the back end. Here's Lucic with it again. Drops it back, Uyghur shoots, goes off a leg and wide. Grachnar wasn't sure where that was. And Tomašević plays it back down to the Canadian zone. Levi for Myers, that pass misfired. Oh, look out.
Collision.
That's McBain on Magavatsa.
McBain doesn't mind running into people. He's a big guy.
6'3", 200-pounder. His dad, Andrew, played through people.
There we go.
2-on-1, Neighbors. One with Carcone.
Take
Neighbors walks right in, shoots, and Gratchnar makes the stop with the right pad.
Tops the circle, you got to make the decision. I got a breakaway essentially here. The defenseman overplays Carcone so much, he's in alone. And so you got to flip your mind. You got to overskate the puck a little bit here. But you got to flip your mind, stop looking for the pass. Start looking for a goal, almost fans it underneath Gratchnar, but a little too unselfish for Neighbors.
Face-off not done fairly. Joe Valeno up for the draw, native of Kirkland, Quebec, suburb of Montreal.
Been good through 2 games, actually, Joe Valeno. See that talent that made him gave him exceptional status.
The first player in the Quebec League to be granted that.
Some pretty good young players in Quebec. That could have been worthy of it.
Connor Bedard was the first player granted exceptional player status in the Western League. Here's Myers. Flips that wide. And rolls back down to the Canadian zone. Here's Myers back to pick it up. Very few people forget the first time they saw Tyler Myers playing junior hockey. Came into the league, won the Calder Trophy as the Rookie of the Year in 2019. As Krause fires that.
Or some of us have no recollection whatsoever of him playing
well,
in junior hockey.
Well, the first time we saw him in the NHL.
Wow, a big guy who can skate like him is hard to miss.
Droz, who has the Slovenian goal, winds his way in. Got bumped off the puck there by Bear. That's going to be an interference penalty to Ethan Bear. .35 to go in the third. Slovenia back to the power play, down by 2. Canada leads. The Slovenes took the lead in the first period on a power play goal by Jan Droz. Took them 10 seconds of the power play to score, but Canada struck back with 3 straight in the second period to take the lead. The U.S. is legging it out against Hungary. Center Goche has another one. As Krause works in. Austin Krause, shorthanded, shoots at the side of the goal. So you've talked about this, Mike, about players coming over here and playing different roles. Here's Krause, #1 power play, killing penalties. Playing a complete role for this team.
And so not only do you get more confidence, but you might also open the eyes now, in his case, his coach is the coach, right. Andre Tourigny, but your coach is watching back in North America.
Shoots. Levi saved, the rebound put wide by Urbas.
And start seeing you do some things that they didn't know you could do.
Right. And Joseph wires that down the ice. Lars Gregorts plays for Augsburg in the German league. Here's Kuralt with it. Gerald center the tip right on. Levi makes the save on the deflection there by Robert Sabolic.
Devin Levi, who was busy in the first, did nothing in the second, and now been challenged a couple times in the third period. Tracking the puck. He is meticulous in his preparation. If you watch Devin Levi in the warm-up, he's got a lot of nuances that are unique to him.
Yeah.
He sits and stretches by the net and tracks every puck that he's not even trying to save them, he's just stretching and just warming up his eyes and his tracking of the pucks and his little meditation on commercial breaks. He's got a lot of stuff going on.
Played back across. Sabolic miscued that wide on the feed from Tichar.
But if it works, keep on doing it.
It's worked for whatever else so far. Tichar. Plays that back to Masic. Here's Tichar back with it. Veteran Tichar playing his 5th World Championship. Tichar. Back across to Sabolic. Winds and shoots. He powdered that wide and it goes back out. Slovenia country, about 2 million people. Beautiful country. Mountains right down to the sea. And in 2005 at the World Championship, scouts got him to watch 17-year-old Andrzej Kopitar, unsure of what exactly they were going to be watching from a player from a not well-known part of the hockey world.
Turned out they liked what they saw as he went in the first round, has had a Hall of Fame career. Milan Lucic, second rounder, a pretty effective game. I mean, he's 34 years old, playing in his first time ever for Canada. It has to mean something to you. The guy's accomplished just about everything you want to accomplish as an NHL player. And so why would he come over here? He's never done it. He wants to play for Canada. He was jacked about it.
Talking to him yesterday or the other day, he was thrilled. Just enjoying every minute of it. Loved the training camp in Hungary.
You hang out with the young guys and keep you young. He still wants to play a little bit more in the NHL.
Carcone looks ahead to Neighbors. In comes Jake Neighbors. Feeds it across for McBain. That pass misfired.
Be a little bit more selfish, Jake Neighbors. Says the guy who always passed.
I was going to say.
I suffered the same. I think probably some of his might be deferral. He's young. Got guys he wants to endear yourself to by spreading it around, not making it seem like you're looking just to score. A lot of guys in the ice there, too many.
Carcone walks right in, shoots. And Grastar got a stick on that.
See, the linesman, but there's not 6 now. They just clued into it so late. But Emil Jeletinin of Sweden has his hands up. Way after, 10 seconds after it happened.
So again, Slovenia caught for too many.
This one was a good one. It was Carcone was stick handling through 6 guys out there. And you'll see it here. 2 defensemen.
Yeah,
one comes on, one doesn't go off. They're 6 now, and then eventually they make the change. But the extra defender is right involved in the play. Of course, he sets a pick on his own guy, but it's the correct call, easy call, just a little bit late being made. But it's even, if you're an unselfish guy or deferential by nature, it's exacerbated by the fact you're playing with guys you don't know. Because you want to endear yourself to them. So I'm the coach. I'm telling Jake Neighbors, get a chance, look to score.
Laid back, Uyghur leads on that shot. It's blocked. Brought up by Pense. You saw not just Kopitar there, the Slovenian coach. Just Levi shovels that ahead.
A little around the world, getting creative down in the crease.
Quinn drops it back to Lott. Bouncing back to center ice. Kopitar was with his son Andrzej at that 2005 World Championship, and that's before YouTube and online videos. He was showing his son VCR tapes of NHL players and NHL games. Uyghur. Now bounces right back to Toffoli. 9:45 to go in the third. Toffoli. Oh, slides it back. Quinn with a shot. Glove save. Rebound. Put wide by Lott. Toffoli holds. Feeds that back to Uyghur. To Toffoli, tees it up and shoots. That's tipped wide by Lawton. Toffoli miscued that. Glass, back to Uyghur. To Cody Glass. Slides it across. That pass missed Toffoli. And they'll sit down the ice by Tomašević.
These are important moments. Power play is going to matter as this tournament goes along. Hasn't been very good in this game.
When you get to the single elimination games especially. Fantilli moves in. Stays with it. And the puck goes over the glass and out with 21 seconds to go on the Canadian power play.
Also an area of the game where the lack of familiarity hurts Canada, hurts the Americans. Like the Finnish power play, they play together often, all the time, internationally. Sweden, the same thing. And these are 5 players that don't get out there together until 10 days ago, trying to figure it out on the fly.
And when you talk to players after the World Championship, one of the things they talk about, the best part of it, is getting to know new guys.
Absolutely.
And play with new teammates, new line mates, play a different role. Here's Hunt. Feeds it across to Krebs. Back to Hunt. Fantilli. This is the lefty power play.
Yeah, I'd like to try to attack the goal line around Canada.
Fantilli shoots, put that high. Janczek plays that rink wide, coming in as Pense. Bobble the puck for a moment, feeds it across. And Masic picks it up. Veleno up for Krebs. And Peyton Krebs. Drop that back to Fantilli. Fantilli steps up, it's moved by him. As Urbas comes in, Urbas shoots, fired that wide. And now played back down to the Canadian zone and icing called against Slovenia.
Just got to tighten up here for a few more minutes for Canada. I'm sure you do what you need to do to win this game. It hasn't been a thing of beauty, but there will be some off games in the 7-round robin. One dominant period likely be enough for Canada.
Off the face-off. Grashnar to steer that away. Grashnar was in goal for Slovenia back in 2013 when Canada needed overtime to beat the Slovenes. An overtime goal by Steven Stamkos. Slovenia led that game 2-0 on a pair of goals by Jan Urbas, who's the captain here today. McBain works in, shoots, and Grashnar got a piece of that as the puck goes up and out. 7:37 to go in the third period. You're watching the 2023 World Hockey Championship. Day 3 of the 2023 World Hockey Championship has Canada leading Slovenia 3-1. McBain wins that face-off back to Carconi. Throws it back in front of just missed Neighbors with that pass. Carconi, wrap-around try, turn it over to Grashnar, who's making his first start at the World Championship since 2015. Drop back to Bears, shoots, and Grashnar the save on that. Jake Neighbors has been noticeable for Canada since he came in regularly to the lineup. Yeah, he's been good. I think playing with Carcone helps. I think that the two of them buzz around the puck, create turnovers, not afraid to play down around the net. Jake Neighbors has had some rush chances that he hasn't executed the way he would want on, but the fact that you're generating them makes you feel good.
And if you don't play in the first game very much, it was the 13th forward. You definitely want to put your best foot forward when you have the opportunity.
Right. Blay. Plays that back around as Barron steps up. Knocked away by Miha Stepe. Plays it across, the hard shot by Simsic. That's turned over by Levi, and now Lucic back the other way with Blay, and that's poked away by Droz. And Bear takes that away from him. Bear for Blay. Dances down to the Slovenian zone and plays that in. Down to back in action against Slovakia tomorrow. Slovenia will play Norway on Tuesday. That's a game that the Slovenes will look at. And maybe take something out of this.
Yeah, if they stay with their system, they can hang and defend.
Here's Middleton in, shoots, crashed on the save on that. Got to pick up probably 4 points to.
Yeah, because things got a little scratchy at the bottom, points here or there.
Right.
So now 3 might not get it done, but
they would look at that Norway-Kazakhstan game with kind of mixed emotions.
Right.
They'd rather pick off one of those teams than have to chase them, have them both get points.
You beat one of them in regulation, you'd be in good shape still.
Face off, one back to Middleton. Foley tips it across. Uyghur walks right in. Backhand shot, scores! Hello!
That was nice.
Mackenzie Uyghur has goals in back-to-back games.
Pretty nice hands for Mackenzie Uyghur. From the point, you got to respect the shot. He already scored with the wrist shot last game. So touch pass from Toffoli, isolates Urbass. So now you're chasing up at him. Yeglic flies right by, but it's the second pull, not by Yeglic, which is nice. But the one, okay, this one makes sense. He's flying by you. But the next one, again to the backhand, and then loaded up, post and in. The goaltender is playing pretty well. That is some high skill stuff in traffic from Mackenzie Uyghur.
He's piling up the points here.
Yeah. You're going to play a lot. The team's going to score a lot. Get a few strays here and there.
Shot by Klaas, deflected wide. Picked off by Kraus.
Good hit.
Kraus was knocked down by T-Char. Kraus goes right back and in. Kraus had his number.
You can see the wires cross right away. How dare you knock me over?
Kraus plays it down the glass. Broken stick for T-Char. Now the Slovenes play it down the ice. That'll be an icing call with 5:18 to go in the third.
I'm surprised more teams don't do that. If you see someone with a broken stick, just ice it. Like, don't worry about making a play. Like, the primary goal is to get the guy's stick back and play 5-on-5.
Right.
So many times you see guys try to make plays, and then the guy gets run around his own end with no stick. Just ice it, get a new stick, and start over. If I was ever a coach, that might be one of the rules we adopt.
Okay, if you're a coach, you're gonna have 5 forwards on the power play, right?
Yes.
Okay, that would be one thing. No game day skates.
Never.
Carcone throws it back in front. McBain scores.
I'm going to get Carcone on my team. This is what I'm going to do.
Jack McBain has his second of the tournament.
Hey, this line's been good. This line, they took Fantilli off. They rotated around a little bit, but McBain knows who he is as a player. He's grown this year, more comfortable moving around. But Carcone's, I've never seen him play before. I see 30 goals in the minors. I hear about his shot. You figure he's a good finisher. He's a way better skater than I thought. Whether it's on the back check, catching someone, dropping someone behind the net with his edge work. And if you're a team line mate of his, you give him a little space, you work to open ice, he's going to get the puck to the net or to you.
Right.
And let you do something with it. That was really well done. And now we get Fantilli getting a run in the middle.
Yes.
Just open up the bag of tricks a little bit, see what you have. boy.
Barron lost the puck. Backhand score. Draws has his second. And Canada's wondering why that's not icing.
See, Barron assumed it was, and he took a path to draw the icing. It was a late yell off. You can hear the linesman yelling no, but Barron had already committed. All right, who touches this? Absolutely nobody.
And Barron's the first man there.
Now you can argue, well, it was the bump here in the neutral zone that knocked him down, but that would be incorrect. That knocked down the Slovenian forward, otherwise he would have been able to touch it. Pretty nice finish. It's all said and done, but that's a blown call. That's too bad. There's nothing you can do about it. There's no challenges available. But if that ever happened in a game that mattered, that would be unsettling. That's a bad call, straight up.
Stepan moves that ahead. So Rose because a pair in this game.
Illinois Devin Levi, that's a goal against. He doesn't want to eat.
Right.
Justin Barron.
Knocked down by Middleton for Toffoli. Centers it. And Chepon took it away from Quinn. They collide hard along the boards. So now Joseph goes back. Gathers up the rolling puck. 4 to go here in the third. Pierre-Olivier Joseph from Chambly, Quebec. Plays that in. I don't know who the skating coach is in Chambly, but he's good. Yelich works in. And Levi's got that. He quickly hangs on. 3:44 to go here in the third period. Canada has a 5-2 lead. Drozg is playing his first top-level international tournament for Slovenia. Played 5 years in the American League after being drafted by Pittsburgh in 2017.
His last, he's been the best player for Slovenia in this game.
Don't forget, Slovenia hasn't been in the top division since 2017.
That's
so
true.
For a lot of these players, that's a real missed opportunity.
They've been one of the countries who was hurt by the lack of relegation the last couple of years.
Yeah.
So some teams got to stick for a couple of years even though they came last.
Neighbors plays it around to Hunt. And McBain comes back to help out. Yelich plays that back, and that's shot wide by Gregorts. Giving Brad Hunt a warning there as he buried Verlich in the corner. Here's Yelich. Trying to slap that around, and Carcone has it back. Carcone and Gregorts are going out in front of the Canadian bench.
Just entertaining to see Milan Lucic step on the ice and take a gander down the bench and say,
the peacemaker.
Are we really going down this path at this point in the game?
Lucic's reputation would precede him even with international hockey rules.
Yeah.
Here he comes.
Deservedly.
And there's an icing call as Lucic pulls up.
Masic was like, I hope we make an icing call here. I don't want to get hit right now. And as we take a look at the night's work for Jan Droz, got things going early for Slovenia. Jumped out to a 1-0 lead. He's been skating well, causing all kinds of trouble for Team Canada, and on a broken, missed non-icing call, took advantage of the break by getting his second in the teams as well.
Latvia has been relegated in its last 6 appearances in the top division. Now cross-check to the back.
Sammy Blay was going to get the first one.
Savage gave him a shot in the back, but I think Blay is the only one to go.
Jake Middleton having a conversation with Savlitz now, saying it's surprising that this game, which hasn't been particularly physical, there's not been much in the way of scrums or anything. It's all of a sudden, well, that's a hit from behind for Sammy Blay. That's not the worst, but enough to annoy you. He's not liking what he's hearing from the fans sitting right behind him.
There's some Slovenian fans there.
Best to just face forward and not engage in that.
Unsportsmanlike conduct is the call on play.
Interesting.
Yeglic across the draws.
Should be an unnecessary conduct. No need for that.
I spent my life in the penalty box. That penalty applied to life.
Dave the Hammer Schultz version of the unnecessary conduct.
Could be the title of my book. It's offside of the Canadian line. There's 1:26 to go here, so Canada will reload for Slovakia tomorrow. Slovaks played a hard game against Czechia in their opener.
And Canada knew this was probably going to be a bit of a sleepy game. They've had a day and a half off. Noon start. They will be more in rhythm for tomorrow's game against Slovakia.
Slovaks beat Latvia yesterday. So the home team is in a hole here in the early going.
I wonder if Slovakia goes back to score Vanek. He's played back-to-back to start. It'd be 3 and 4 against Canada. I think they kind of have to. He played very well against Latvia.
Masic back at the point, shoots. That's tipped wide as Karolk got a stick on that in front. Andrzej Karolk off the stick of Veleno. Masic has that stolen away by Joseph, who rockets it down the ice. Time winding down here to the third. Patsy plays it ahead as Middleton goes back. Round he goes to Uyghur. And Uyghur sends that down, and that'll do it. So Canada falls behind 1-0 in the early going. Reels off 3 straight in the second, 2 more in the third, and wins it by a final score of 5-2. Canada now 2-0. Will play its third game against Slovakia tomorrow. Slovenia drops to 0-2. Will play Norway on Tuesday.
Mission accomplished for Canada. They won the game, did what they had to do. It wasn't a thing of beauty, but they got better as the game went on. Responded to a bit of a sluggish start. Devin Levi was solid enough. There's things to work on perhaps going forward, but anytime you win the full 3 points comfortably, it's a good day.
So we'll get the player of the game presentations and then the Canadian anthem, the first of 3 games here today.
You know, the player of the game for Slovenia.
Gotta be.
Just a couple goals. Throws.
Jan Droz who opened the scoring and closed it out.
Like the first game, Canada spread it all around. Really tough to identify any one player.
Lucic is having himself a time here at the World Championship.
Yeah, it's good to see.
Dāmas un kungi, katras komandas labākais spēlētājs saņems balvu no 2023. gada Starptautiskās hokeja federācijas pasaules čempionāta oficiālā sponsora Raiffeisen Bank International.
I like Carcone's game.
The prizes will be presented by Mr. Skosios, IIHF Council member.
Balvas labākajiem pasniegs Starptautiskās hokeja federācijas padomes loceklis Viesturs Skosios.
The best player of Team Slovenia.
Labākais spēlētājs Slovenijas izlasē.
Number 21, numur 21, Jan Drozga.
Playing in his first top-level tournament for Slovenia. Scores twice in this game.
Scored twice against Canada.
So again, he's going to watch NHL games in the future and see Devin Levi playing for Buffalo and say, I scored that guy twice.
This guy's got nothing on me. I should be in the NHL. That's what I'd be saying.
The best player of Team Canada.
Labākais spēlētājs Kanādas izlasē.
Number 53, numur 53, Michael Carcone.
Well, you like this game, and so did Team Canada's management. They choose the player of the game, and they pick Carcone.
Think about this, though. Minor league player predominantly, makes this team. You're wondering, yeah, how deserving is he? Great in the first game, player of the game in the second game, turning into an important player for Team Canada. What a story. Fantastic stuff from Michael Carcone. Well done.
Dear all, please rise if you are able to for the national anthem of Canada.
Dāmas un kungi, lūdzam piecelties par godu Kanādas valsts himnai.
Canada's 2-0 at the World Championship, and day 3 is just getting started here in Riga, Latvia.
World Championship will continue today in Riga at 4:20 p.m. with a game Norway against Switzerland.
Starptautiskās hokeja federācijas pasaules hokeja čempionāts arēnā Rīga turpināsies šodien, pulksten 16.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Player of the game, not bad. I'll ask you 2 questions, and then if you could repeat the answer to the last question in Slovenian, that'd be great. I'll ask you 2 questions in English.
Yeah.
And then on third question, you'll answer in your mother tongue.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a hard-fought loss against Team Canada, but the team must be happier with their effort put forth here today.
Yeah, of course. I think we played way better than the last game. I think we came out pretty strong, especially the first period. I mean, we won the period, we were good, but then in the second we get like little easy goals. But you know, it's hockey, so after that it was kind of hard to come back against a team like Canada. So it is what it is, but I think we learn a lot from this game.
A fantastic performance by yourself, 2 goals. What was working well for you today? You seem to be seeing the net pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, it was good. I don't know. I just skate and work hard, and the thing was going good for me. I don't know.
And then in your own language, what good things will the team take away from this game today against Canada?
Ja, jaz mislim, da predvsem dober štart. No. Mislim, da to, kaj smo danes začeli, tako bi tudi mogli v bistvu končati tekmo in bi bil rezultat dosti boljši, ampak je, kar je, bomo probali naslednjo tekmo tako odigrati.
Thank you. Sweet. Hey, congrats. Great game.
Tessa, Michael, Tess.
The boys were pumping you up on air.
Helmet.
Yeah, sorry, we got to see the flow. It's
Bullet
important.
from playoffs still, so.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Give us a little side prof then.
Oh, it's not so good. This way?
And stay back. Everybody creeps forward. It's okay.
All right.
A fantastic tournament for yourself so far. First game, you were the best analytical player on Team Canada. What's been the fire that's been lit inside of you here?
I got to give it to my line mates playing with Boehner, Fantz, and of course Naves. You know, they're just creating space for me out there, and I'm just trying to do the little things, and so far we're successful.
Seems like the early start had a little bit of effect on your team in the first period. Is it difficult to get going in the early ones?
Yeah, I think it was a little bit of adjustment for sure. You know, I thought we regrouped well in this, for the second period there. So yeah, once we got that first one, we were just rolling after that.
Great 2-0 start for the team so far at this tournament. Where do you build off of this game?
Just the details, I think. You know, sticking to the details, playing our game, and you know, not chasing it. So you know, every day we're just trying to get better, and so far so good.
Awesome, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Am I beside him on this one? Yeah, it's TSN. Like to go by PO? Not yet, okay. Oh. Pio, let's start with your first World Championship debut. You get your first goal. Walk me through it. How does it feel?
No, it feels good to be out here with the guys. You know, it's a great opportunity for us to play with each other and learn about some new guys. And guys are getting along well, so it's excited to be on the ice and battling for each other.
Seemed like the early start had you guys a little off kilter a little bit at the beginning. What was the bounce back? What was the message in that first intermission that helped you guys get back on track?
Yeah, I think it's all about us, how we can get better every day. And you know, we haven't been playing in a long time, so it's a lot of new guys, a lot of faces in the locker room. So I think it's how we get along as fast as possible for the rest of the tournament. And you know, the start of the game didn't go as planned, but I think we responded really well in the second period.
Thank you. Okay, then we're going to go en français for RDS. Pio, talk to me about your first goal and what it means to be representing Canada and being able to score on international ice like this.
C'est vraiment incroyable. Je pense qu'on apprend à se connaître les joueurs à l'intérieur de la glace, à l'intérieur de la chambre. Alors, je pense que c'est comment on est capable de devenir meilleurs ensemble. Et c'est très le fun de pouvoir porter la Maple Leaf.
Thank you.
I had it in French.
That's okay.
I was saying French.
All good, man. Thanks.